Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Only Bio, presenting up the first part of the revision of the chapter Excretion and Osmoregulation. Friends, no doubt this chapter is now being included in the 11th standard syllabus. However, it is certainly an important chapter for your NEET exams, and also it is the foundation for your biology. So, presenting up with this series, hope you'll follow it and please do check the playlist. Very soon after this, I shall be uploading the need points separately as well as the MCQs on this chapter separately. So, let's begin with metabolism is the sum total of catabolism, that is breaking down, and anabolism, that is building up processes. Friends, in bio, we often hear of this word metabolism, the sum total of all the chemical reactions that occur in our body is called as metabolism. And this includes both catabolism and anabolic reactions. Now, what do you mean by catabolic reactions? All those reactions in which complex substances are broken down to simpler forms are called as catabolic reactions. And all those reactions in which simple substances are converted back into complex forms are called as anabolic reactions. The byproducts formed during the metabolic reactions are called as metabolic wastes, some of which need to be eliminated. Friends, there are different types of waste products that are formed in our body. Right? Now, the first main category of the waste products is that of the undigested food. Friends, you might be eating up food a bit more than the essential quantity, right? But this entire food need not be digested. And the food that is not digested is neither absorbed nor assimilated. So it doesn't enter inside our cellular system at all. Why? Simply because it isn't going to undergo digestion, rather, it is not going to undergo metabolism. And these waste products, no doubt, can turn to be harmful, and so they need to be thrown out of the body. But these are the waste, undigested waste, and that's the reason they are egested and not excreted. Friends, our chapter deals with excretion. So here it's mandatory to understand first the difference between excretion and egestion. So the undigested waste material forms the matter for egestion, whereas all those substances which have undergone metabolism, that is, they have undergone digestion, absorption, assimilation, and during these all metabolic processes, they produce many byproducts. Now, the term is byproducts. This means it's not a main product. For example, when carbohydrates are oxidized or broken down, what we get is glucose, carbon dioxide, and water, of which glucose is the main product, whereas carbon dioxide and water are the byproducts, right? So there are many such byproducts that are formed during the metabolic reactions, and many of them need to be eliminated, that is thrown out, because they can turn to be harmful or toxic to the body. And these waste products, since they are produced during metabolism, these are called as the metabolic wastes, and these are released out via the process of excretion. Friends, hope you've understood the difference between excretion and egestion. Metabolic waste products might be fluid, gaseous, organic, or inorganic. Depending on the type, they are eliminated through various organs of the body of an organism. Elimination of metabolic waste products from the body is called excretion. Unlike the digestive wastes, which are primarily composed of unabsorbed or undigested substances that have never entered the cells, metabolic wastes are produced inside the body. So this is once again for you to understand the difference between excretion and egestion. Excretion is the elimination of nitrogenous waste products from the body. The waste products in general are formed in the body by following ways. Now, there are many ways in which the waste products are formed. The first one is Some part of the ingested food may remain undigested in the alimentary canal. So that turns to be waste. Second, due to cellular metabolism of glucose, fatty acids, and glycerol, the waste products formed are carbon dioxide and water. Third, due to the cellular catabolism of amino acids, the waste products formed are carbon dioxide, water, and nitrogenous wastes. The excess of inorganic salts, hormones, and vitamins are also the wastes. The organism gains water along with the food. Like we are having soups, yeah, you're having some tea, coffee, porridge, or something. So that has the water content in it, right? So the organism also drinks water indirectly as well as directly. So if the skin is permeable, it may gain water even through the skin. This excess water may dilute the body fluids. Hence, the excess water must be given out so that the osmotic contents of the body are maintained at an appropriate level. And this is called as osmoregulation. Of course, we will be talking about it in details later on. Thus, the wastes in general are undigested food, carbon dioxide, water, excess salts, hormones, and vitamins. The undigested food is given out through anus or cloacal aperture. Much of the carbon dioxide and some amount of water are given out through expiration. That is when we breathe out. The carbon dioxide is given out in the gaseous state and water is given out in the form of vapor during expiration. Hence, these are called as volatile wastes. The remaining excess water, nitrogenous waste, excess inorganic salts, hormones, and vitamins are called as non-volatile wastes. They can't simply escape out of the body. That's the reason they are called as non-volatile wastes. To eliminate, that is to throw out these things, there is a development of an excretory system in the animal body. Thus, the separation, collection, and elimination of nitrogenous waste from the body is called as excretion. Friends, this is a perfect definition for excretion. The various excretory waste products that are produced in the human body, fluids such as water, gaseous waste like carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea and uric acid, creatinine, minerals, salts of sodium, potassium, calcium, etc., which, if are present in the body in excess, are excreted through urine, feces, and sweat. Okay, so many of the substances that are in excess and that are not needed by the body are going to be thrown out either via urine or via feces or via sweat. Pigments formed due to breakdown of hemoglobin are like bilirubin, that are excreted through feces, and urochrome, that is eliminated through urine. Friends, we all know that the RBCs have hemoglobin, right? And these red blood cells, in case of human beings, have a lifetime of only 120 days, after which they are broken down in the liver and in the spleen. Now, this process of breakdown of the RBCs is called as hemolysis, and in which the hemoglobin gets broken down to form bilirubin and biliverdin. Okay, and when it is further processed, we also get urochrome. So, bilirubin is excreted via feces and urochrome is eliminated via urine. Also, the pigments present in the foodstuff like the beetroot consumed by an organism, excess of vitamins, hormones and drugs taken are eliminated. Friends, like beetroot, you know the deep red color that beetroot has. If at all we do consume it in excess, there is a possibility that this pigment gets excreted out. Excess of the vitamins, especially I'm talking about the water soluble vitamins and hormones, once they are used, they're never stored in the body, right? You might have already heard of it. Drugs are nothing but all the medicines we are talking about here. So excessive drugs, even though if you've been taking say cyanocobalamin, that is vitamin B12, for a very long time, after a few days you find the color of the urine changes. This is because the excess of the vitamin is also going to be eliminated via urine. So what I mean to say is that everything that is not needed by the body and is in excess, the body never stores it, but it is thrown out. Spices we consume contain volatile substances that are excreted through lungs. Friends, this is the real reason why few people, when they sweat a lot, it produces a very offensive odor, right? Body of an organism can store excess carbohydrates and fats, but is unable to store excess amino acids. Hence, excess amino acids are essentially broken down by a process called as deamination. Friends, here we need to remember why amino acids can be stored. Because if the excess of the amino acids are stored, in that case it can disturb the pH of the blood, which can further block the activity of many of the organs by blocking the enzymes and so on. And that is the real reason why these excess of amino acids are taken to the liver, where they are broken down by a process that is called as deamination. Friends, DED is removal of amino group. Hence, we call it as deamination. In the process of deamination, amino group is separated from the amino acid and ammonia is formed. Toxic ammonia is either excreted as it is or further converted to less toxic forms like urea or uric acid before excretion. So now whether an animal or an organism is going to excrete out ammonia, urea or uric acid, it totally depends upon the nature of the habitat in which the organism grows as well as its excretory system. But this is for sure that deamination first will always produce ammonia, and depending on the physiology of that organism, this ammonia may be released as it is or it may be further converted to less toxic form like urea or uric acid. There is no clear correlation between the phylogenetic relationship of organisms and the major excretory products, but its habitat has. Example, tadpole of frog excretes ammonia and adult frogs mostly are ureotelic. Now friends, this tells us that this is entirely going to be controlled by the habitat because that will decide the amount of water available for the process of excretion. Some terrestrial turtles excrete uric acid, whereas others excrete urea or ammonia. Animals can be broadly classified into three types based on the nitrogenous wastes they produce. Ammonia is the basic product of deamination process, but it is highly toxic. Hence, it is to be diluted immediately. If there is no or limited access to water, need for conversion of ammonia becomes necessary. Thus, availability of water plays a key role in deciding the mode of excretion of an organism. There are three main modes of excretion. I hope you recollect those are ammonotelism, ureotelism, and uricotelism. The nitrogen containing wastes are produced from the metabolism of proteins and nucleic acids mainly. The nature of nitrogen containing wastes and their excretion varies among the species. The variation mainly depends upon the availability of the water. Friends, hope you liked it. Please hit the like button. Do subscribe if you haven't and hit the bell icon for further notifications of the videos. Thank you so much.